and welcome to another Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday. Today, we're going back to the Lost Ruins of Arnak. This is the Missing Expedition. This is published by CGE, Czech Games Edition, and is an expansion for the Lost Ruins of Arnak. This game here, I'll put a link to my previous coverage of Lost Ruins of Arnak in the description, but suffice it to say, you need to have that game to play this game. This is all expansion material. So let's take a look at the back and see what we get in this expansion. The professor is missing. Your friend is lost and on an uncharted island, and only you can find him. So this expands the standard Arnak base game for 1 to 4 players, or play solo or 2-player cooperative campaign. It's got a campaign mode, and so there might be some spoilers in here, so I might be careful, or I'll try to be careful not to pour over everything if it's going to spoil something. I imagine there's probably a campaign book that is the one that is most likely to spoil. 6 chapters give you 6 unique challenges, unlock content gradually, fully replayable. That's cool. You get 56 encounter cards, also usable in the standard multiplayer games, and much more. What else we get up here? We get 2 new leaders. That's cool. Always like to have leaders, and I've part of the content that I've covered before, which I'll put in the link, is there's a leaders expansion. The standard game is there's no leaders. You're just it's balanced. Everybody starts kind of with the same abilities. There's no asymmetrical powers, but the leaders expansion added new leaders that have asymmetrical powers, and now you have 2 new leaders to add to the mix as well. You get 2 new temples. There were some new temples that were added in the leaders expansion. Now we have even more temples, so that's always cool, and you can probably mix and match that with anything there. New assistants, guardians, archaeological sites, idols, and more. Plus 21 handy items, 13 mysterious artifacts. So items and artifacts are a big part of this game. That's what you pick up or buy to help augment your victory point strategy. You can go with kind of a strategy of going up the temples and getting victory points that way, or going to sites, or taking on creatures and defeating them. There's a lot of there's kind of a victory point salad type game, in that there's a lot of different ways to get to victory. So, and this is all adding new features to all that, so that's kind of cool. So let's get inside this box and see what we have here. So this is, and I think I can hopefully fit all this in this box here. This box is pretty doggone full. I mean, I've got it kind of full to the rim here, but there's some space here still left to get in this box, so hopefully this will all fit in there. They sell inserts for these. I haven't bought an insert. I've only done one, and I haven't even done the video on it yet, but I've got an insert for one of my games, and I need to try that out. So, decent box, but again, I'm going to try to put everything back in the one box. We got a thick deck of cards here. We've got some new meeples here. So, 4 red dudes. We've got a bracket. So that tells me there's going to be some assemblage that needs to be done. Read this first. That's interesting. So this is the campaign book. So I really don't want to go into this too much, because this is the campaign rules. So that's where those new red meeples come from, and it's going to tell you what all you need to do here. So it talks about encounter cards. So this part here is just talking about how to play the game, the campaign game. And then you start the story there. So that's as far as I'll go. So this is the campaign, the Missing Expedition campaign book. So you can kind of play this as a kind of an RPG of sort, kind of a legacy type thing. And we're playing the campaign, but it says it's fully replayable. So there's an advertisement for some code names, and there's Arnak right there. Some more Arnak. Here is the Lost Ruins of Arnak, the Missing Expedition. Read this book first. It said read this first. So, but now this says read this first. Okay. Confusing. This rule book tells you everything you need to know about the Missing Expedition expansion for Lost Ruins of Arnak. The other book is a campaign book, which is intended to be read chapter by chapter as you play through the story. So this is the actual rules for all the content using this expansion, how you mix and match stuff into the standard game. The two new leaders are journalist and mechanic. These are campaign-only stuff. So it's talking about the expedition leaders here. The different setups for these two. There's the journalist. It's kind of cool. And the other book, the leader's book, had something like this, kind of a guide to that player. That's the where that bracket's going to go. So there's going to be some assembly here onto her board. The mechanic. The machine says right here. Prospector and Traveler, new sites. Waterfall Temple. So you got two new temples. You got the Waterfall Temple and you have the Tree Temple. You have some new idols here. So quite a bit of new content. I mean, I like the game as is, and the leaders I thought added a lot to the game. And this is just more of the same with this, with more content, and then you have this campaign added on as well. So here's some notes on specific cards, some items and artifacts there, it looks like, and then that's it. So, and there's new icons for this expansion. Okay, we get some baggies here. Need the baggies. I use those, as you could see when I cracked open that box. I think this is for the campaign game. These are one-sided, so I think these are for the campaign game of marking off stuff. We got new leader sheets, so this talks about the setup for the mechanic and the key items for the mechanic, and then new icons for the mechanic. For those, yeah. And then you've got the journalist, how you set up the journalist, and any special abilities it has, and then new icons for the journalist. So those are nice little cards. Then we get some punch boards here. This is the, this is the new, I'll have to pull out a little bit here. This is the new, this is the tree board. So the tree temple that you're going to be working your way up. Oh, it looks a lot different than the other temples, actually. Maybe it's because I haven't played one in a while. Maybe it is the same or similar stuff. And this is the waterfall temple. Very cool. And these just overlay onto the main board. So, I mean, this is cool how it just adds different playability. So it gives you a lot of variety, even if you're just playing with the same leaders. And who's going to do that? Here's the punch boards here. Let's pop these out a little bit here. All right, go inside here. So we've got, these are new assistants, I think, and some new encounters here. It's all good, right? And good thick quality, as you can see here, is I think the quality here is always good. Here's some new locations. Here's that board that you need to punch out for the mechanic. So we'll keep that out to the side here for a second. Then we got, oh, this is already coming off. Look at that. So we've got, as you can see, they poke out relatively easy. This is the journalist. So this is his board. And it's a couple of spaces there. I wonder what that's for. And then on the back, you have all the different leaders that you can play here. With the journalist is the new one there. And you got the rest of these are some punch outs here, counters. Wonder if that's for the journalist. We've got a little track here. Don't know where that goes. Then we get the board, the leaderboard for, which comes right off. Let's look at these first. These are some more. Don't know if I remember these. These might be for the campaign game too. So, a lot of new tokens here. And then this is the board for the mechanic. And so they'll attach that one piece right here. Looks cool. These two look a lot more complicated than the leaders from the leaders expansion. I mean, those weren't super, those weren't overly complex, but there was kind of a progression to them. And these look both more complicated than the most complicated one there. But that just might be my first take at it. Now, some of these cards might be part of the campaign as well, so I don't really want to spoil it. So I don't know how I'm going to sort those out. I think that's a different kind of back. So we got some different kinds of backs in here. That might be for the campaign. So that looks like the normal kind of back. It's got some new items here. Tale of Origin, Magnetic Ore, Miner's Helmet, and good quality cards here. So we got some of those, and then we got some stuff that's going to go into, I think this might be going into the campaign. So that might be more for the campaign stuff, I think. Get a motorcycle, that's cool. So more campaign stuff. Then you get some the scepter there. And I think that's got to be campaign stuff. So I'm going to have some fun sorting this out. Look at a saddle. Because you got a lot of campaign stuff in here, it looks like. I think. Notes from Guardians. Diary. Cool stuff. Oh, we got a plane. Or 2 planes, right? Cool. Very cool. So there you have it. That is what you get in a box of the Lost Ruins of Arnak, the Missing Expedition. I've got a lot of assembly to do here to put this all together and sort this out. But I'll have fun doing it. Anyway, I think it'll all fit back in the box. And nothing looked too bulky there to deal with that. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by. Love to know your thoughts on this. This hasn't been out that long, but it's been out long enough that for some of you might be able to get it to the table. What do you think about the 2 new leaders, and what do you think about the campaign? Without giving any spoilers, love to know your thoughts on any of that stuff. Thanks all. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.